Hello, this is Sandy with Needs a Ribbon coming to you. I gotta take a sip of water. Very late Wednesday night. Had a lot going on today, and honestly, if you followed me on Instagram yesterday, you know that I wasn't feeling real great. No, I didn't have an illness. I got a vaccine, and my body chose to react in a certain way, and it finally started ebbing around dinner time tonight, so that's good. It's all good. We're back to normal. We're back on track. But rather than share a creative share, I thought I'd share. Hope that's, yeah, it's kind of showing, isn't it? I'm sorry. Maybe it isn't. I guess it kind of shows, kind of not. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. If you can see my ring light arm power supply, I thought I'd share some swaps I've received and groups that I've participated in for Sale-A-Bration. I thought that would be kind of a fun Wednesday night little share. So here, let's just go ahead and get started. And if you're just joining me, be sure and comment. I will follow up with you in later. So if you haven't taken a good look at the Sale-A-Bration brochure yet, where have you been? Or if you are you just an online only shopper and maybe you don't like the paper catalog brochure? In any case, I got your back. I forgot to take this one out of the cello bag. Sorry about that. So I will share some swaps that I have received. I participated in 2 Sale-A-Bration swapping groups, 2 very different ones, and that was exciting. So this first one coordinates with the watercolor melon Sale-A-Bration level 1, or with $50. Words are hard. Stamp. This also coordinates with our modern oval punch. I'm not going to bring in a bunch of products. I just want to share with you. This is by Melissa Winko. And isn't this cute? I love how she brought in the plaid background stamp to kind of give it that picnic texture. It really, between that and the buffalo plaid, or the plaid ribbon, really kind of gives it that summery picnic feel. That's adorable. It's great. And I happen to know that is also, we'll talk about that later, but that is one of the Sale-A-Bration items, that hello, and she fussy cut those. God bless you. God bless you, one and all. So the next Sale-A-Bration item I thought I'd go over is this free Sunny Days paper, which I have just loved the stuffing out of. This was my swap for a group, and I brought in a bunch of elements. So the paper was my Sale-A-Bration item. I brought in the modern oval punch and this happy birthday, which are in the mini catalog. But yeah, and then I even carried the paper over onto the inside. So that was what I chose to do for my sale. I did include a Sale-A-Bration item. Some of the groups I work with, it has to be a stamp. It can be the paper too, but it has to be stamp only. It just depends on the rules, and that's fine. This is also kind of that Polaroid. It almost looks like a black Polaroid. And Jan Rassett used the paper for hers, and that's great. I love the look of that. That's fun. And there's the paper. Again, I'm not bringing over product, just swaps or ideas for really is what they are for you. So the next is our Flight and Airy designer series paper or pattern paper that is free with a $50 order, and holy moly, has this been a popular item. Here is one swap by name ranks. No information. Oh wait, no, this was it. Lori Bronson. Lori Bronson. It fell off. I tried to give credit where credit is due, and so this is this watercolor looking paper, and I believe it's Misty Moonlight or Boho Blue. Anyway, it's one side of the paper. She took the modern oval punch and punched out one of the bird images and used that. I can't thank you enough. I think that might be another Sale-A-Bration one. Anyway, great job. Next up, we have one from Michelle Hornback. She did one of these. Oh, wow. Okay. I did not open this up. I just pulled it out of the cello bag. So she did an easel card. Check that out. She went way over the top. So I'm not calling you out. I think it's great. She did an easel card, which are actually pretty easy to do. And then I love how she did that. What do they call it? The window pane or something like that. It's a technique. That's great. So, did she cut? I'm just peeking. Nope. She laid down. So some people actually cut these corners. So she laid down a sheet and then just used the cardstock to kind of make the panes. Adorable. Next up, we have one from Jonita Harris. Very cute. And is this feels like she watercolored. Yep. She watercolored or sponged or used, somehow made that two-tone greeting. That's awesome. And I hope these are helpful to inspire you. This one is by Heather Brecken. And Heather, she used multiple Sale-A-Bration products on this, I can tell you that. So she used the stamp set and this folder. It's actually, you can hear that. That actually is further on in the Sale-A-Bration brochure. That's an item that you can select for $100 because it's a stamp set and an embossing folder. And this paper is the Light and Airy, and the greeting, I believe, is from the same one as this. We'll take a look in a minute. And the next one is from Kathleen Chapman. I know those are legit, the little brass birds. I just don't remember seeing them. That's adorable. And these little gems I know are current. I can't remember what they're called. I've used them. And then she took one of our dies and die cut a bird image out, and these are also from that same Flight and Airy paper. And then she added a little bit to the inside. Very cute. Next up, with the Flight and Airy, Mary Cook, she let this paper speak for itself and used our triple banner, the banner triple punch, and a ribbon that's in the annual catalog. Is it? Yes, I believe it's from the annual catalog. And again, the folder is from, and this is from Flight and Airy, this is from Flight and Airy. This is the greeting that's coming up in a little bit here. Very cute. Sometimes the paper just speaks for itself, doesn't it? Now, I will be doing this also on Instagram tomorrow with a different block of swaps where I know I have some samples of the Cradled in Love. So, next up, we have the softly stippled pack of designer series paper or pattern paper that coordinates with the Stippled Roses bundle, which is in the mini catalog or wherever you look for your stuff. If you're online, just look up Stippled Roses. So we have some great items. Becky Edson did this. She used a lot of that paper in a very creative way using their tags. I think it's essential tags. I don't remember what these dies are in the circle. And then this is also a Sale-A-Bration, the Sale-A-Bration folder that's coming up. But she cut, this is also coming up. That's all I can say. It's an item, a stamp set coming up. So she used multiple Sale-A-Bration items. This one is from Denise Cassanda. So she did one of these fun cuts where you have to get either really creative with a mat with markings on it and an X-Acto knife, or really good with your trimmer to be able to trim. You notice that's all one sheet, so it's a little bit of light scoring, and then you trim, and this is what you get when you do that. And so she used the Stippled Roses paper too. And that stamp set that's coming up. That's called, well, we'll get to it. And then the last one on this page from Sherry Parker. She used a little pullout. Isn't that great? And this is, I think, from our Essentials, Stitched Essentials or Essentials Stitched. Some name like that. And some other die pieces. This ribbon that I recently bought. But there you could put your message, and it's just a standard, like a quarter sheet of cardstock as the base then. So, great. We're going to put these off because they're kind of... And again, I hope this is giving you some inspiration. So, moving on, and I don't have in this group any of the ones using the most adored designer series paper, which... I can't remember last time I heard the statistics if that one was more popular than the Flight and Airy, but it's darn close. So next, we have a lot of cards that used this Heartfelt Hellos stamp set. A lot of my swaps that I already talked about use that, and that's great. It's Dad, you're the best. Love you more. Enjoy your day. Hello. Happy Mother's Day. Thinking of you this Easter. And it pulls in the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch, which is also just out in January. And fingers crossed it sticks around. Both that and the Modern Oval are great. So, you're the most awesome. Let me go to this one. Enjoy your day. That is from that Heartfelt Hellos. But she also pulled in, let's make sure it's Joanne Beckerman. She also pulled in this Trusty Tools stamp set. And so she is letting that paper kind of speak for itself. That's one of the papers. I've talked about it. I've done stuff. And she did one of these that's called a book fold. There are many ways to do a book fold, and I've done videos on that. Maybe I should refamiliarize myself. And here's another one. So this person, Don Michaels, also pulled in the Trusty Toolbox Designer Series paper, and it coordinates with the Trusty Tool. She must have fussy cut, or maybe a little bit of die cutting and fussy cutting, because I can't remember what is included in the tools. Some dies that, and she did one of kind of a fun fold. Yep, she must have used the stamp set from the Trusty Tools, and then the Designer Series paper. Cute. And on the next page, Jungle Pals and the Jungle Pals dies. So instead of offering this for $100, because there are so many dies, so the stamp set's for a $50 order, you can choose that free. And then $100, you can choose the dies for free. Kind of a mega deal. So in other words, if you place a $150 order, you'll already qualify to be your own party, and you can choose those two items. It's kind of a win-win. So you're in my thoughts, which was in one of the previous cards. This one's from Lisa Schultz. She used the Countryside I think it is, dies to cut that out, but she also ran this vellum through this folder, which is free, the Softly Sophisticated bundle, and she used the Softly Sophisticated stamp set. Isn't that cute? So this one by Holly Sutton Battle. She used the folder also. She used the You're in My Thoughts. That's a stamp set from Softly Sophisticated. And she used the Softly Stippled paper. And that, I believe, is in Lost Lagoon and Old Olive. And then finally, I think that is final tonight, we have Kathy Winter, who used also the stamp set and the embossing folder from Softly Sophisticated, that's Sale-A-Bration item. And she used it in Orchid Oasis, and I'm going to guess that's Granny Apple Green to great effect. And she stamped on the inside. Love it. Isn't that great? And so I don't have any swaps tonight that use the detailed dogwood, which also coordinates with the Petal Park Builder Punch. So that is all I have for tonight. Sharing some ideas, some creative ideas to get your juices going if you have gotten or are getting some of these great Sale-A-Bration items. And we'll see you tomorrow on Instagram at Needs a Ribbon at, I'm not sure what time, probably earlier in the day, because I have here at 6 o'clock, I have my Let's Kit Together, where we're going to put together the pandas. Is that right? Yes. And my brain just went offline. I need to go to bed. So it'll have to be earlier because Thursday nights are my crazy nights where I run all over Tarnation, driving people to here, there, and everywhere. Anyway, Thursday nights are a crazy night for my family. Anyway, we'll see you then. I hope you've enjoyed this. And looking through, I just noticed something. It's the first time I've spotted this because I really didn't get it before. That these opaque faceted gems, these are a Sale-A-Bration item. I did not know that. I have a bunch of them. I did not know where I got them. So looking at the brochure, sometimes you miss items. That's why it's good to place an online order, because then you get to see all of them. As many times as I've looked at this, I miss items. Maybe others don't, but I did. We'll see you tomorrow over on Instagram at Needs a Ribbon, where I'll share more Sale-A-Bration goodies, swaps, ideas. Bye!